All right. Hello, welcome to this Old English brand 800 malt liquor video on the anti-war channel. Crack open this 42-ounce bottle. That's by August 17th of 2020. I'll be right back. I gotta clean this glass up. I didn't realize the pap blue. It's blue, and I intend it to stay cold. I'm going to put it right back in the fridge. All right, sorry about that delay. 42 ounces. $1.99. Nice. Look at those racing bubbles. $1.99 for 42 ounces. It's a pretty good deal. But I can get beer cheaper than that. I can get Steel Reserve 211. If I converted it to 42 ounces, well, actually, they do sell 42 ounces. What am I thinking? For $1.92. If I buy the pint cans, though, you got to buy the pint cans to get it at that slightly cheaper per ounce price. I mean, you're just cutting it very narrow there, but you can get it cheap. Six pint cans for $4.39. So a 12-pack for $8.78. And there aren't too many 12-packs for $8.78 these days of pints. Right? Right. You don't see that. Bud Ice is the same price also. Whatever reason. Only Bud Ice and only Steel Reserve 211. They used to have the Milwaukee's Best Ice in that same price presentation, but they stopped selling it at Food for Less because I guess it wasn't selling. They tried selling 30 packs and I noticed it was out of date. I said, hey, this one's out of date. And I said, oh, that's all right, I'll buy it. And then the lady was like, oh no. The assistant manager was like, oh no, you're not selling it out of date. I'm calling Danny, who was a Miller guy, beer guy that brought the beer to them or ordered it for them. And I never saw it again in that store. They pulled it. So one thing I'll say about Food for Less, they don't play around, man. If it's out of date, I want it out. I want my men out of there and in the hospital in 15 minutes. I want my men out. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they're not playing around. I mean, a lot of stores would just say, yeah, we got a problem with that. You know, like, okay. But anyway, no use carrying something that's not going to sell, right? Right. Steel Reserve is coming out there in a steady clip. Bud Ice, huge. It's like a whole section or just Bud Ice. Naturally, Budweiser, Bud Light, Keystone Light, all of that. But that's not as cheap because Guess it sells better or something. King Cobra is like $6. Yeah, for the same size, same amount. But that's premium malt liquor, and it sells. People buy it, man. I know somebody tells me his grandmother's favorite beer is King Cobra. Believe it or not. They do sell some craft beer at Food for Less, like a Beta Amber and stuff like that. But their clientele is more into the malt liquor and just light lagers or regular lagers, really. Hey, may as well target your audience, right? Let your audience target you, and you target the audience. Went back in there today, had bread. All the stores are getting toilet paper again. In fact, Food for Less seemed very well stocked, better than another store I'm thinking of. So they had that week and a half of frenzy, government instigated frenzy, mainly media and government instigated frenzy, and then I saw toilet paper come into a store yesterday and wasn't really selling that fast. Everybody still wants to stink in Lysol. John and Nilly, good afternoon, Ron. Good afternoon to you, because that gives them a false sense of security, probably more than anything. But it's out. I guess I got to produce more. So good to hear from you, John and Nilly. He's been busy with all this stuff, man. All right. It hasn't made my life that unusual, but it canceled all the baseball games, which is very irritating. In basketball, I check basketball scores every morning of my life that they're playing. Check the standings every week. Every Tuesday morning, check the stats. So it's an adjustment. Lay in bed, fall asleep to basketball games or baseball. So I got these season tickets for college baseball. Been having them since 2004, and I expect I better get a credit on those. Not my fault they canceled it for all this business. And hey, I would have been going to games a bunch of these nights and days. And I was excited they were going to play Valparaiso. They're going to play Tulane. They're going to play LSU. Mississippi State at home. I mean, it's so frustrating. You say, but it's going to save a lot of lives. That is the belief. Okay. I love me some Old English 800. I wish they would go bring back the glass bottles. Well, they're going to, from what I heard. But then you're only going to get 40 ounces instead of the 42. I'm starting to get used to that 42 ounces. You know what I'm saying? They went back to the 40 ounce for Mickey's. But it's $1.99 for 40 ounces. I pay $1.99 for 42 ounces. Right? Right. They had 2 rows of Magnum. I said, look at this. Best Buy, like May of 2019. I said, is there a worse company than Miller Coors for quality control? You say, no, it's the distributor. Blame them. Yeah, I'm blaming the distributor. No problem. But the beer company is supposed to supervise the distributor, but they don't. I just got home. This is the shortest day I've had in a while. I had 5 cancellations, which is unheard of. Wow. That is strange. Jeremy Vincent says, cheers, guys. Cheers to you, Jeremy. Well, let's see. What time is it? 1:26 Central. 4.5 hours. We'll start Thunder and Thursday. I'm going to do a rum taste challenge. I've decided. I'm going to do the Albertsons rum, which I was very surprised about. I thought it would be treacherously bad. It wasn't. It was actually pretty good. For a $2.99 bottle, half-size bottle. But still, I said, woof, I got to go back. Next time I'm over there, which it's like 34 miles away. But next time I'm over there, I'm buying another bottle. So I have a full 750. Because it's worthy of a taste challenge, It's worth it. It deserves to be in the mix. Of course, it's a moot thing because you say, well, most people can't even get Albertsons rum. Exactly. So it's really, in some ways, no point to reviewing it. But that could be said for many craft beers. I'll review a craft beer. Oh, it's fabulous. I can't believe it. This company, Chablis Beer of New Orleans, is so great. And then 99.9% of the viewers can't get it. So on the main channel. Like, what's the point of it? There is really no point. Thunder and Thursday tonight. What time? 7 Eastern, 6 o'clock our time Central. All right, got to go get some more beer, and then we'll talk some more about Old English 800. I think. So I'm so aggravated about now. They're talking about they haven't canceled baseball yet. Haven't canceled Major League Baseball yet. They better not cancel it. Okay, they want to have spring training. Just have a shortened spring training. Just have a shortened season. It's not that difficult. I have selfish reasons for that because I like to watch it on TV at night. And then I check every highlight in the morning before work. I mean, these highlights sometimes will be long. You say, what's the reason for that? It's just fun. You get to see all the games, and then you learn about the players because you see them every day playing, and see who's doing well, who's bombing out. So and check the standings every day, see what teams have fallen apart, which teams are gaining strength. It's not important, but some things are still enjoyable and not important. Drinking beer is not important. Is it? No. Yes. Cheers, Jeremy. Now, you would think in a few days they're going to go back to normal because it's not going to change during this shutdown. And I don't care what these alarmists on TV say. They make a career out of doing that. That's their career. That's their job, to be alarmist, inflate numbers, make a big thing out of everything. That's their career. But Trump, that's not his career. He's doing presidency in a way as a public service. So what did he say? We got to get back to work. We got to get this thing back to normal. We can't let the cure be worse than the sickness. So I think he's really aggravated about it because the destruction could be so bad. Cheers at Journal. They got to find that new Nitro Bud. Look good. Yeah, it's great. They hit it at now with all this medical emergencies business going on. It's like the Budweiser hit the shelf and then that happened and then it didn't sell or it wasn't available. I don't know. One store had it, Mathern's. No one else had it. Nobody. I said, oh, I better buy it because what happens? It could be gone. So they might have just killed the production on it once this happened. You know what I'm saying? So maybe y'all won't be able to get it. I know John Anilli reviewed it. And then somebody was giving him a hard time about, you didn't pour it right. Then he said, I did pour it right. And then he went back and looked at the can. He must have done that off the air and said, ooh. He said, I didn't pour it right. I said, sound like me now. Being wrong and getting all up in an uproar and then coming back later about that was wrong. Anyway, it really was, Jeremy. I can't find it in my area yet. I got my 6-pack in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. All right, here's the 18-ounce bottles of Old English 800, which we don't get much around here. They are around here, not much around here. Not in my parish. Y'all say county, but my parish, because I guess that 42 ounces and the pint cans just kind of got more popular, but it's clear 18-ounce bottle. So it's a beer and a half. But you do see them around. We get this in Bud Light. Bud Light, Bud Light, Budweiser, rarely. And actually Bud, what's that called? Bud Ice. Bud Light, Budweiser, and Bud Ice. But it's in a brown bottle. You ever notice Bud Ice in clear bottles? 40 ounce, 32 ounce, 22 ounce, 12 ounce. But get the 18 ounce, it's brown, which is what it should be in all ounces. In all the ounces. You'll see these everywhere, Old English Old English brand 800. What does that mean? 800 malt liquor. I don't know. But they used to say on the Miller Coors website, now the Molson Coors website doesn't have any descriptions for any of the beers. I guess they're going to do that when things get back to normal. I thought Sazerac was going to do that when things got back to normal. Sazerac never did do it. So you can click on the Molson Coors Beverage Company website, and it lists, must be over 100 beer brands, but you click, there's no information. It's really irritating. But they used to say Old English wears the crown because it's the king of malt liquor. And there's the crown. And there's little crowns all around. The crowns are all around. Then you can go to Mississippi apparently and get HG 800, Old English High Gravity 800 malt liquor. In Texas for sure. Well, it's not too common in Texas, but I did buy this on the old US Highway 90 Commerce Avenue in San Antonio, Texas at Magot, M-A-G-O-T, like maggot, but Magot grocery store. Talk about an old West grocery store. The floors were wooden. You say, oh, they had wood tile. No, I mean the floors were wood. Like you stepped up some steps to go in the store, and it had wood posts all in there. Had a meat department, everything. That's how old the store was, wooden floors. Plank flooring. I said, this is a very old store. Okay. Mild and mellow. What about the 7.5% version from California? I don't know. I've never had it. I bet it's not that mild and it's not that mellow. There's 8% in Canada. It's 8%. I bet that's not too mild and mellow. And the high gravity is 8% for the USA. It's been on the market since 2001. It is not mild and mellow. I've had it. It's tasty. It has a good flavor, but it's harsh and it's heavy, and I don't like it. Not that the beer's bad. Too harsh for me. Too heavy for me. You might adore it. You say you're a lightweight. You can't handle it. Exactly. Let's see what these comments say. Andy Paschke. Afternoon. Took off for opening day Brewers Cubs, but kept day off anyway. Cheers. Yeah. It's supposed to be opening day. Jeremy. Cheers. Ronnie, hope you're not going nuts over there, Ron. I heard Louisiana has the third most cases in the U.S. I don't think it's the third most in number. It's the third fastest rate of growth or something. But our governor, a Democrat, but I'm a Democrat, but he's a liberal Democrat, except for some things like abortion, but where he's conservative. But he, oh yeah, he's out there. Yeah, we're all going to die. There's no hope, you know. Panic, panic, panic. We have hit the iceberg and 5 compartments have been punctured and the ship will sink in an hour and a half or less. That's basically what he's saying. I said, yeah, you're really not a very good governor. When did we ever have a very good governor? Maybe never. Okay. But we had some in the past that weren't panic mongers and they had bad outbreaks of viruses, whatever. But anyway, that's just their career. They make their career off that stuff. Hey, John and Jeremy. John Neely says, Ronnie clinking the glasses. Subject 0. Once this is over, if it's over, what percentage of the population do you think will risk contracting the virus to consume at the same levels as before the shutdown? Oh, probably close to 100%, because I don't see that people are too concerned as it is now. You have some people going around like it's, you know, these science fiction movies wearing all of this stuff, gloves and masks and whatnot. But they never did it during the flu season, which the CDC said killed 22,000 people so far. This has killed 1,000. 22 times worse. Didn't see any, you saw any concern before? No. But now I just see people paying no mind to it mostly. They're supposed to be locked down, but they're not really listening. Okay. I can't get the new bud as far as I know either. Heck. Dang, guess it was just put out in select locations. It might have been. At least we can do these video hangouts to keep in touch. Others will start doing this too, I think, with the situation. Oh, yeah, I agree, says Jeremy. John Neely, we get the 18-ounce ice bottles, but I've never been able to get the Old English 800 18 ounces. Subject 0. Let's say 10% of the population become germaphobes. Does that mean that 10% will cause a long-term economic contraction by consuming less? No, because they'll probably consume more of stuff they don't need, like cleansers and antibacterial soap. Like they'll go way overboard buying, and it ain't going to be 10%. I spend my spare time watching Johnny D singing, says Jeremy. Ronnie, I was able to get the Old English when I lived in New York. Never really bothered, though. I don't think I've seen it in Florida. Huh, that's strange. Florida's governor's leaving it up to the municipalities, and he's getting backlash over it from the rest of the country. Everyone isn't a dictator wannabe like Cuomo. I think the Florida governor is making the right decision. Old English 800 is better than Old English furniture polish, unless you're polishing furniture. So if you're drinking, Old English 800 is better. If you're polishing furniture, you want the Old English without the E. But you can get some substitutes that work fine. Old English is pretty expensive. That's from Johnson, SC Johnson Company, isn't it? It's kind of expensive. All right, that's enough of this beer. I capped it tight so it won't lose carbonation. The next one I'm going to do maybe a 16 ounce of Steel Reserve, and then I'll finish off tonight with Budweiser Nitro. How about that? That sounds like a good run. Because this morning I did a solo review of the Pabst Blue Ribbon hard coffee, iced coffee, or is it called hard coffee? Hard coffee, 5%. It was better than the first time I had it with my friend David when we shared it. Yeah, it's a rip-off 11-ounce can, but then isn't Starbucks and PJ's Coffee a rip-off? You're paying $4 or $5 for about the same amount of coffee. It's really sugary sweet. Yeah, it's a rip-off. It's not a rip-off because you're willing to buy it, right? Anything you're willing to buy is not a rip-off. It's just not worth it in your viewpoint, In the right-wing world, with the free enterprise approach, we don't teach rip-offs. You're willing to buy it, it ain't a ripoff. You might be foolish. We don't talk about fair wages. It's fair if you're willing to work for it. Those kind of things. My local county commissioners voted on a stay-at-home order yesterday, but the sheriff's office basically said they won't enforce it. Good. Good. Oh, yeah, you got all these people jockeying for position. I know what they're thinking. Election time, I'm going to be out there positioning myself. I did what was necessary to protect you from yourself. And in an abundance of caution, I violated your rights to do all, blah, blah, blah. And I will force you to get a vaccine. May kill you, but it's there to save you. That kind of thing coming. I think that'll be a big uprising with a lot of people. But then you have most of the country that are really like warped in their thinking. So they'll be like, make them take a vaccine. Who cares if it kills them? It'll keep us safe. Well, how's it going to keep you safe, fool? If you take the vaccine, then you took the vaccine. You don't have to worry about catching it from somebody else. Except those vaccines usually aren't very effective, like the flu vaccine, 20% effective. Oh, wow, I feel good now. 80% of the time, I'll get the flu, but the other 20% I won't. Oh, these people in this country. I really enjoyed the PBR hard coffee. They sell it at the World of Beverage in Fairborn, Georgia. That's the only place I've ever seen it. Unfortunately, excuse the typos. Don't feel bad. I always make typographical errors. And then I can't stand it because I think people are thinking that I don't know how to write and I'm uneducated. So Old English 800 is a very good pandemic drink. Will it help you resist a pandemic? No, but will it help your stress level drop? Probably, which would probably indirectly help you. Ron's great. Love it when he does reviews on this channel, even though this channel is supposed to be, well, this is the overload channel. This is a just in case channel. You know what I mean? If something was to happen to the main one, then this would become the main one. This would be Louisiana Beer Reviews. And then I would just make us up another channel and then Because you never know what kind of social justice warrior, sick maniac, Marxist-Leninist might try to shut you down. And they would do it if they had the power. You just have to be careful what you say, use oblique language, things like that. But anyway, I mean, I got people that don't like me because of being anti-war. True story. It's like, I'm going to get to you because you don't like war. War makes us safe. It's like, it does? I thought it killed people. I thought war was I thought war was not healthy for children and other living things. You say, well, you don't look at Facebook enough, because on Facebook every day somebody's posting a meme about, you know, to show a guy in a World War II helmet. He died so that you could drink beer. No, he didn't die so I could drink beer. He died because of imperialism. All right. Anyway, war keeps us free, Ron. Right. Oh, man. All right, I'm getting off of this because I want to go see what people posted in Rock and Roll Club, try to catch up with the songs. I've listened to every song in that club as of this morning, but, you know, people could add more. It's funny, though. People are really funny. They'll add jazz music. And it's like, I'm thinking, this is not really rock and roll. But don't say anything. They get so angry, you know. I just say, oh, I never heard that before. Might put a thumbs up if I like it. And then blatantly country music. I was like, I never heard this country music song before. Dwight Yoakam is not country music. Like, they're getting angry. He's rock music. I'm like, all right. I like jazz too. If I like jazz, in fact, I could start a group on Facebook called Jazz Club. But then people would probably post Iron Maiden in it. I'd say, well, that's a heavy metal song. Well, it's like jazz. Okay. Now, anyway, that's it. That's it. Jazz Club, please. I'm not starting another group. I can't stand the groups. I'm in a bunch of groups now that I don't want to be in, but I'm in it because I'm friends with the people on Facebook. And out of courtesy, you know, I'm like in the group. But they're not really interesting groups. I don't really follow the group. It'll just be here, there, everywhere, a bunch of stuff. And then a lot of political groups, it's a bunch of neoconservative stuff I don't like. Or, you know, goes on and on. So, but as a courtesy, I'm a member. Now, Rock and Roll Club, I wanted to construct it where it was really a good club. You could listen to the songs 2 a day. You post 2 a day. They post 2. You know, you could be a lot of posts. You try to manage it and be fair, but people are volatile. I'll talk about that. Volatile. Country is the new rock and roll. Come on, Ron, get with it, man. Yeah. I'll listen to these country stations on occasion, on accident usually, and they're like rap music stations. I'm down with my girl and the country boys. And it's like, oh, yeah, you're hip because you got your tattoos and you're rapping. I don't care to argue about it. I argue enough with people on Rock and Roll Club, and I never try to argue with them. I'm not there to argue with them. But they'll do like I'll post a Pink Floyd song. Like, I'll post a Pink Floyd song. A month later, the guy will post a song like, this is the first time it's ever been posted. Yo, this song is so great. And I'm like, yeah, I posted that February 12th. Is that a problem? I'm like, well, you've been a member for 5 years. You obviously don't pay attention to what happens in the group. And when you post something right after somebody else, what you're saying is, I don't pay any mind to what anybody else does. It's like you're insulting. See, if I post something and I realize somebody had posted it a week before, but that would never happen because I monitor what's being posted in the group, I would immediately take it down as a show of respect to the person that had just posted the song. You understand? It's like if some beer company got bought out. Let's say a beer company got bought out. So I post in alcohol eggs, oh, this beer company got bought out. Well, let's say I find out that 6 hours before somebody else posted that story. Well, I'm going to delete my post. They posted it first. They should get the attention. Well, I don't understand this kind of thinking. Damn youngsters. I'm just kidding. Of course, me too. Millennials are weird, laughing out loud. Would Kid Rock be considered country? See what I mean? All right. Thanks for watching this video production, and I'll be on the other channel at 6 Central Time, 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern.